You are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, this is Brune. This is London calling. Today is Wednesday, 29th of May, 2024. Are we live? Come on, StreamYards. Let's see some numbers. Come on, come on, come on. StreamYards, you're so slow. Anyway, fuck that. I am Mr. Brune, and I trust you're all doing very well today. Should we just get some guests on? Let's just get on with it. Okay, so first up, reach around, droid of choice. You know who it is. Zee-ThreePIO.
This is
Hello
like
there.
Groundhog Day.
Hello there.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm not bad. I'm boomering. Remove my script, and I'm in a world of pain.
You have a script.
Well, scribblings. Oh, and guess what? Knobhead in the background.
What's he done?
Oh, he's just been a ruin.
A sea nut.
Yes. Are you well, my friend?
I am.
Should we just get on with it?
Let's get another peep out.
We want to put this puppy to bed, don't we?
Puppies. There are puppies.
Yes.
I'm in.
Bum easy. Okay. Jester from Leicester. Darth Kipling.
Yeah, hello. Good evening to the chat. Good evening to Zee. Good evening to you, Mr. Brown. How are we this evening?
You all right?
Yes, I've just been writing up the script for my latest commercial for network television. I've devised a new confection named Cherry Hatewells.
Oh, yeah. Have you been in the kitchen this week? I was going to say.
I'm always in the guest kitchen, Mr. Brown, and cooking up some kind of delicious confection or other. But these cherry hatewells are a culinary delight that even the dark side cannot overshadow. With their delicate pastry, a symphony of flavor awaits. The sweet almond frangipan, the tartiness of cherries, and the royal icing unite in an irrepressible dance. It is a taste that transcends the ordinary, a temptation that beckons you to submit to its unlimited power. Just as the Force throws through the galaxy, so the essence of cherry hatewell courses through your senses. Savor the exquisite combination and let its allure consume you. Lord Kipling does make exceedingly good cakes. Well, I quite like them anyway.
And that's all that matters. It's great to have you on, Darth.
Yes, shall we finish this week? If we don't, I'm going to kill myself with force lightning.
I hope so. You can take us out as well. Here is, folks. Jedi power phasers, stunning and brave. You know the rest. Not Brian.
Hey, good evening, Brune. Good evening, chat. Evening,
Good evening.
Swappers. Evening, Z. How the feck are we all?
Not bad. How are you?
Still under the weather slightly, Brow, for the third week running, disappointingly. But I'm going to soldier on through for the sake of professionalism, and the amount of alcohol I've got should keep me going as well.
Tonsils like beach balls?
Slightly smaller than both the beach balls and the horse testicles. We're now talking a canine's, possibly even a chihuahua's testicles now, Brown.
But still inflamed.
Slightly. I don't think the 40 Benson hedges a day is helping, to be quite honest.
It's great to have you on, mate. Should we get the next peep out?
Yes, let's do it, shall we?
Okay. Here is, folks. Dark Sith Lord Jord. Little Platoon.
Hello.
Hello there.
Oh, hello.
Hello. You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad. Better now. You all right, yeah?
Yes. Looking forward to finally finishing this stream.
Really? Do you think we will?
Well, we're going to have to. So, yes. Although at this rate, maybe not.
We'll do our best, won't we? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Everybody's pleased to see you.
I am pleased to see them as well.
Okay. Shall we get the next peep out, Lord?
Do it.
Okay. Look, I'm going to give you a clue, everybody. Oh, oh, oh.
Is it the ghost of David Bowie?
Yeah, it's David Bowie.
Hello. Oh, oh, oh.
All right. Are we going to finish this today?
No.
Well, if you turn up earlier, possibly
No, I've turned up exactly when I'm supposed
10
to.
minutes
turn up.
late.
Bollocks! I've turned up exactly right. You get
Oh, I get
Yeah,
it now.
10
Well
We're
minutes.
literally
done.
just introducing him, and he's turned up in
Well
time for his
done.
introduction.
Exactly.
Fucking hell,
Exactly.
eh?
There you go.
Hey, get Diaz, everybody. It's great to have you on here.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
There is another.
There is another. Is it Princess Leia?
Yes. Unfortunately, no.
Damn it.
There is another, folks. Here he is.
Every night in
Oh,
my sleep,
Gordon Bennett.
I wake up in a cold sweat when I realize this stream must go on. Far across the distance and hours of YouTube, the chat demands the show must go on. Near, far, wherever you
I really do
are,
love this song.
I believe that
That
this
the hot
stream
dogs.
will
Shut up.
go on.
And
Moan, groan, at attack of the clones, and like Liam Neeson's dong, this live stream will go on and on. Hello, man, baby.
Thank God for that. He stopped.
Well, Brownie said make it a long one because we're going to pad this one out till next week. So, so we're at the penultimate Attack of the Clones live stream. Are we all excited?
Yay.
Well, we're going to finish it tonight. I think I've got
I
a
think
got a
so,
good
yeah,
feeling about
absolutely,
this.
yeah.
Although we did say, Brown, we're going to go back to the arena, didn't we? Just to revisit.
Yeah,
that
we missed a
scene
couple,
and-
didn't we?
Yeah,
we
we
didn't
did miss
quite
a
go
couple of
in depth
slides.
enough. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So over
Well,
to
I'm
you, my friend.
excited.
So am I. Go on,
Well,
then.
I button it now, Brown, because you have to do some legal disclaimers.
Well, are we
so,
doing the formalities?
do the formalities, then we'll do the drinking game,
Okay, I
and then
I haven't got the slides, but
we'll watch some terrible CGI and talk
what is
shit.
it? Please like, share, subscribe. That's one. Donate if you're feeling generous. That's I'm after a new chair. That's about it, really.
What's up with the old chair, Brown? Is the wheels gone on the old chair, or what's the problem? Okay.
He's been wanking too much. That's why
It's not good for my back either. I need a
Chair's squeaky.
I really would love a new chair, by the way. Have you heard it?
Maybe you need a rocking chair.
I need
Maybe you need
something.
a sex wing instead of a chair.
No, just a chair would do at this moment. Then we'll get on to the good stuff later. Go on, Ruin. We're procrastinating.
Okay, we're off, are we? We done with the legals. I'm with Finn, by the
Illegals.
way. You need one of those chairs which got the built-in buckets in it, I think, Brown.
Are we doing the drinking game before we...
We're doing the drinking game because we sometimes forget. We get halfway into the damn slide, so we're going to do it properly tonight. So, there's my antivirus kicked in. Oh, I wonder what that is. Get rid of that. Okay.
It's going well,
We're going to do a
folks.
drinking game. So let's go around the room. We are looking for you to establish the trigger for a drink on this, the final stream of Attack of the Clones. So let's go in order that I see everybody. So let's start with Lordy Chordy. Chordy, what do you say? What are you going to submit for tonight's drinking game?
Well, I mean, we're so near the end. What is left? Like, you might as well just say,
the
drink
end.
for every new scene that we get to.
Oh,
That will
Probably
be a
just
grand
two
total
drinks.
of two drinks. That's basically it.
taking it easy tonight, Chordy. Okay, that's fair
It's a Wednesday. I've got work after this.
enough. Okay, very
You've
good.
got work.
I always have work.
It's true,
Sex work?
folks. It does.
Yes, sex
Mega
work as
Geek,
well.
have you got a drinking game submission for us?
Yeah, every time I say it's shit. There you go.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's going to
gosh.
make up for Lord Geordie's submission. Okay, folks. Just to confirm, Meggie, as well, because there's a vicious rumor going around that you're on the fence for the Acolyte, but can you just confirm to all the fans in the chat, are you going to be there next week? The inaugural...
I really
looks
don't want to
amazing. It
be.
looks
I really
amazing.
don't want to be.
It looks
But
amazing.
Brown said to me that he's going
I'll
to
sort
send
it, don't
me. Yeah, he's going to send me the episode, and I guess I'll have to watch it and then basically say it's shit all the way through that.
What if you...
that one.
God, it'd be amazing if you said, this is incredible Star Wars. It's
I
not
doubt
bad.
if I'd say that. But
So
yeah.
just in case anyone from Disney's watching, Brown is going to illegally download and then distribute the illegally pirated...
No, I've signed
copy.
up for Disney Minus this week.
Oh, so you're going to rip it from there and then illegally distribute it? Is that what we're doing, Brown?
I'm going to rip something.
Dear, oh dear.
Okay, we'll obviously just jesting if you are watching Disney Lawyers. Z, have you got a drinking game submission for us?
He's drinking now.
Let me think. There's so little of the film left.
What bit are we up to anyway?
Oh, right. Every time Yoda does a backflip.
Oh, yeah.
I would be
We
drunk.
just got to that point. Yeah, very good.
Oh, we got to that point where Yoda's fighting. What's his name?
Yes.
Yoda versus
Ah.
Dooku. It's just that, and then there's the final scene when they say "begun the Clone War has," and then there's the final scene when Anakin and Padme get married, and the one where Dooku meets Palpatine at Coruscant, which is a bad idea. That's it. So we've got 4. Actually, I was wrong. It'll be 4 drinks for my rule in this game.
Yeah. There's also the ships taking off going to war.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Oh,
there's plenty
yeah.
of slides there for look at that.
with the clones.
Yes.
Drink for every clone you see.
Yeah.
well, there's about 8 drinks on the screen already. Where are we up to? Kippers, what would you like to contribute to the drinking game?
It's difficult to try and think of anything really. I'll say every time Hayden Christensen tries to emote.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Strong submission. Brian?
Do you say Brian had it cut up?
Yes.
I'm
The
going to
one
go
and only.
for. There's only 8 minutes left, but even in that 8 minutes, I'm going to say take a drink for every time Yoda does or says something stupid, and there is a few.
Oh, wow. We're not used to that from wise old Yoda, but we'll look out for that. Well done, Brian. And finally, Mr. Brune.
Is it specifically to do with the slides?
Oh, it can be
No, just
anything.
anything you want, Brown. You could anything like anytime anybody thinks about like watching any other film that's ever existed ever, but we're not actually talking about it because it has nothing to do with the slides.
Okay.
Then you can take a drink.
Every time Mega Geek says, move along, bearing in mind we've got 2 hours to, so he's got to pace himself properly as well. So,
Oh, it's a bit of a it's a tricky
Yeah.
one. This can't go too
what's
fast.
your
can't go too slow.
ruin? You got a
I think every mention of Liam Neeson's dong should get a drink. I'm sure I can find a way of wedging the dong into it at various places. And I know who's our man in the chat who takes exceptions to Liam's veiny dong. He's not here. Melvin, isn't it? Is it Melvin?
Oh, he's on holiday. Don't worry.
He's on holiday. He's,
Yeah,
I
he's on
believe he's
holiday.
over here, isn't he?
He's on holiday.
He should do the rounds, visit the Brown Alliance. We're all dotted over the country. Anyway, this one's for you, Melvin. Liam's big, fat, throbbing, purple, veiny dong. Take a drink, man, babies. And we're off. Let's go. Let's get the slides
There
going.
you go.
There it is. So we left at a fabulous point, didn't we? Yoda just rather delicately walks around the corner, his walking stick in hand. So my question is, because I think, who did we not have on last week? Mega for certain, wasn't it? Well, Mega, let's start with you. As we left this scene, we all talked about, was it really a gotcha moment? Was it a, did you see this one coming, or did it genuinely take you by surprise when Yoda drops the cloak and drops some spinny shit on us?
No, because before I saw the film, there was that huge rumor that he was gonna don the lightsaber and fight, wasn't he? So there was that big rumor, wasn't there? And then when we saw it, I remember I was in the cinema and it was packed. And when we saw it, right, there were half giggles and half people clapping. So half the audience thought it looked really stupid and it was very silly, and half the audience was enthralled by it. I can honestly say it was halfway there. I thought it was good, but I thought it was silly as well because he's so tiny, and it just I don't know. I don't know what to think of this scene actually. It was all right. What can I say? It was okay.
Well, we're about to see it in incredible slow motion, but before we do, I knew there was something we missed. We did the legals, we did the intros, Brian did the intros, we did the drinking game. We've missed something, and I've realised what it is. So before we move on to a new slide, and I'm hoping I'm not setting up for a fall, Z, by any chance, do you have one of your wonderful recaps for us? That means yes.
Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi uncovers a secret clone army created for the Republic while investigating an assassination attempt on Senator Padme Amidala. Padawan Anakin Skywalker, tasked with protecting Padme, falls brutally in love with her, violating both the Jedi Code and the Senator's sweet ass. Anakin is troubled by the visions of his mother's suffering and seeks vengeance after her death, slaughtering sand people for shits and giggles. We return to Geonosis again, at the end of the film, again, for the confrontation with Count Dooku. Again, I long for deactivation. Please make it stop. And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
Fabulous work, Z, and just a little shout out to Gavin, who's spent money to remind us how to do our
Cheers,
jobs.
Gavin,
it's terrible, isn't it? But Gavin, you're the best. Thank
Cheers,
you, my
pal.
friend. And indeed, there we go.
It's establishing a really dangerous precedent if you now have to expect the chat to pay for competence. I don't know how long that's going to last.
Hey, I had it ready.
So
Shall we clear the back? Look, here we go.
yeah, go on, Brown. Roll the super chats.
Okay,
just
MGK4
flexing.
Wrench Canadian woke $5. I saw this notification. Surely you can't be serious. But then I realized we still haven't finished. Oh well. Back to the arena. Tom for 2 poons. Real money, folks. Clone Army. Mon.
I'm sure he wanted the whole of that in your
Clone Army.
Jamaican accent.
Clone Army, mon. Oh.
You know, the fight between Yoda and Count Dooku was quite different at the start in the original drafts. Yoda was to come in immediately and have a fight with him. But a lot of the creative team felt that this was too quick and just wanted to pad it out with some Jedi mastery.
Wow.
Well, Z, while we've got you, Rick Jansen in the chat is requesting your wonderful recaps for the Akashites. So obviously difficult to do a recap on the opening episode, but every following episode we do expect.
I would be happy to.
Yes, you're not here for the first one, but that's okay. We don't need a recap on the first one.
That's okay, because I'm going to see the Ladyboys of Bangkok.
And he actually is, folks.
I am not joking.
It's not even a gag. Go on then, Brown. We've probably not got many line read opportunities.
Master Yoda.
Exchanging greetings.
The big question is, was Chris Lee, was he actually there? I mean, obviously he was just green screen, wasn't he? He was just green screen. So when they were fighting, it obviously wasn't him, right? It was a stunt guy, and they just put his face over the stunt guy. Am I correct?
Depends what he's doing. If he's moving his feet, it's not him. If he's standing still, it is him.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. I like it how Yoda comes in with a stick, walking like an old man. Then when he drops his stick, suddenly he's all right. the thing comes out and he starts fighting. So
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah, as someone said in the chat, and it's we've moved past it, but they said it's Yoda exposing his disability claim in this scene. Isn't it?
Yeah.
He is. He's going to get his blue badge revoked.
Yeah.
Am I mistaken? But was that Count Dooku's ride behind him on the previous frame?
Yes.
Oh,
it was.
okay.
And it's his next ride, which is on the screen, or was on the screen until we moved the slide right on the left there. But Yoda forgets, I suppose, that the Force has the ability to, pull spaceships back now.
Yeah.
So Dooku can just fly off.
It's not like he's done it before.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a wee
obviously, Yoda's not as powerful as Rey. Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
That's a wee stab at Kenobi episode 5 there for the folk that want to be. Can I just make a couple of points here, if you could indulge me for
Please
a
do.
second?
Yes, please do.
Yoda makes some terrible tactical errors here. 3 of them, if you ask me. Firstly, he should have destroyed Dooku's solar sailor ship before engaging him in the fight.
What?
Secondly, on the way past, he should have run a blade through that fucking mobility scooter he had parked in the background of the previous slide for tactical reasons, not just because he's ableist. If he does both of those things, Dooku can't escape the hangar and he can't escape the planet. So that there ends the war.
It came up in the last stream as well, which is like, how the fuck did Yoda get here? Because he asked the clone to bring him a ship. So presumably Yoda arrived here on a clone gunship, which is now just fucked off. Whereas if it hadn't fucked off, also the war would now be over and they'd have caught Dooku.
Yes, a gunship full of troops storming in, fully armed, with their guns pointing straight at him. He's got no chance at all.
Well, he does have the Force, so.
So let's just say that they were all just trying to put money in the parking meter or something. Slightly held up. Yoda's still got an army of clones at his back. So all he has to do if he's destroyed both of those modes of transport is just hold off Dooku until they get in. And then either arrest him or kill him. So job done.
Maybe it was an honor thing between Jedis. I don't know. To take him on his own. I don't know.
But the cost of billions of lives in a protracted war, but he's not going to. Well, actually, Yoda can't finish him off because Yoda never, ever, 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 ever wins a fight in Star Wars. He always loses. He loses technically here by disqualification, and then he loses to Palpatine later. But you would think the other thing he could be doing here is even after he knows that Dooku's escaping on his ship, he's like, that's quite a distinctive ship. We've literally never seen it before anywhere else in the Star Wars galaxy. Probably worth putting out like an APB on that or whatever the police do. So at least we know we're looking for it. So it can't just, for example, fly directly to Coruscant and land without anybody stopping it. Because that seems like a fairly obvious thing you would do, rather than letting it go to your capital city and nobody arresting him.
Take the registration number, for fuck's sake, Yoda.
Get one of those tracking fobs. Get a tracking fob. That'll do it.
Just log the tracking fob on it.
The correct way to do this would have been Yoda force projects himself into this scene, and then someone does a holdo maneuver and takes the whole damn cave out. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I've got a fabulous chat, and I'd love Darth Kipling to read this one if you want.
What's that?
Is he
there?
Is he awake?
Is he there?
He drifts in and out a lot.
I was on mute. I was eating a donut at the time. I didn't want to smack my lips on
one of your own
like
creations.
Softly cup marbles in the chat. Look at those spotlights. It's like walking into a branch of Hollister, but without the scantily clad Tina
brilliant. I do love the Hollister reference there. I don't know if that makes any sense to our American viewers, but never mind. What's going on here? This looks interesting.
He pulls that thing off the wall and tries to shove it.
This is a force move, is it?
Yeah.
And this is
Yoda's face.
Is this
Sorry.
a nod
This is Dooku,
to what film where Darth Vader
Empire Strikes Back.
that's the
Back.
one. Is it a nod?
Probably.
I don't know.
I felt it was more Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Tim the Enchanter, as I said last week, that bit, but he's just firing fucking things all over the place.
Can someone let Princess Fiona know she's logged on in it with the wrong account? She's logged on with her OnlyFans account, so just let her know. Though.
It is bad dialogue, isn't it? In this scene, it's very, very crap.
You're the only one
Christopher
who
Lee-
bothered to read the message there.
Sorry. Well, it's Princess Fiona, isn't it? You know, she's a good support of the channel.
Is there any
got a
good
cheek.
dialogue at all?
I don't think there is in the whole entire movie. I don't think there is.
The closest you get is maybe the aggressive negotiations scene, and that's only because they ad-libbed it. It's probably the most natural out of the lot.
Okay.
Did they really
And,
ad-lib that?
They did, yeah. And when Obi-Wan rips Anakin a new arsehole on the gunship, that's probably about the best lines.
We're having a force off here, aren't we? I do have a line for Yoda. Obviously, any opportunity to get a Yoda impression. So let's, Brownie, go on, you do this one.
Suck my piss, you will.
It's quite good, that, Brown. Well done.
Anybody else can do it? Or is it just me?
Rolling.
Is this the bit where his lightsaber comes flying out and he catches it? He does the
Not quite.
Clint Eastwood thing, doesn't he?
We have there's some lightning first before.
of course,
Yeah.
the lightning. Yeah.
Has anyone noticed that whenever Yoda growls, he sounds like Marge Simpson?
Homer.
This is an interesting observation from MJ. Dooku defeats Anakin, Obi, Yoda, and Padme all in the space of 7 minutes.
True that.
He doesn't defeat Yoda.
Well, he does
That's
in
a
the sense
draw.
that he forces. Well, no, he forces the fight to end because if what he could have done, and this might, to be fair, just be another stupid point of stupidity on the part of George Lucas. But given that we've established he does the thing to crush the massive pillar, and Yoda has to use all of his energy and attention to stop the pillar from crushing them. At any point during that time, like Dooku could lightning him or throw his lightsaber at him or attack him. Like he could have won in that moment. He just didn't because I guess they needed Yoda not to die because he's in the later films.
Yeah. That kind of bit stupid, isn't it? Really,
It doesn't need Yoda to die either at that point. He just needs to get away, which is more important, I suppose. I kind of get out, I would say. Also, why does Yoda go for the crane? Why does he not just yank Obi-Wan and Anakin out the road?
that would be nice, wouldn't it?
That would make sense. Yeah. The chat are suddenly paying no attention to the beautiful images captured by Brown or the incredible film critique that's going on. All the chat is now just essentially a bum, a picture of a bum. Thanks, Princess Fiona. You've completely derailed us. But that's a fabulous picture, isn't it?
Hallelujah.
It's like one of Swappers's AI images, that, isn't it? His hands are all a little bit weird.
That's the arthritis for you. It's a very useful one, though. Like every time that you feel video editing anything Star Warsy, it's a great little sort of 1.5 second clip. If you ever find yourself exclaiming, like, what the fuck is going on? And that's a good expression for it. It just works.
Yeah.
One
Should
for
I
the
say?
top.
Yeah, it's shit. So there you go. But you're absolutely right. I mean, he wrote the climax and nobody questioned him about, well, why didn't he do this? Or why didn't Yoda do this? Or why didn't, do you know what I mean? No one questioned. That's how much power George Lucas had on this film, that nobody would question him. They were scared to question. Well, I'm assuming they were scared to question him, really. But you're all right. All the observations is right. Why didn't he pull those two out? Why did he try and stop the big thing from falling on them? Yeah, why didn't he destroy the transport? Didn't do any of that stuff, did he? Interesting. So.
Also, I think if he decides to save Anakin and Kenobi instead of chasing Dooku, obviously, but if he wanted to save countless lives by avoiding the war, he has to let, assuming he doesn't pull the two of them out, he has to let them die. It's the greater good, and there's already been a shitload of Jedi massacred. What's two more versus Christ knows how many in the wars to come?
Yeah. But they can't die, obviously, can they? Because this is the prequel, and they were alive.
They should have written it slightly better, maybe.
That's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Well, the panel of retrobates has Mega Geek, but the folks in the chat have Mega Spidey Man, and he comments here, nice to have a Sith Lord and such an old Jedi Master face off. And it's not a bad observation, really, is it? You know, it is quite cool to have these really old Masters go head to head.
We could have got something better, though, if it was just, they used just a bit of common sense and some better writing. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's crazy to think that this scene is spoiled by logic.
So similar to looking at Princess Fiona's avatar, we're just essentially looking at a picture of a crack here, aren't we? That's all.
I'm quite surprised the whole thing didn't come down. That's a big chunk out of the wall, isn't it? Oh, ceiling, sorry, should I say?
Yeah.
Look how much effort Yoda's putting in there to lift 3 small rocks.
Yeah.
And compare it to Rey lifting a fucking caves full of rocks in The Last Jedi.
Take a drink, everybody.
No
Oh,
effort
dear
to
Lord.
it.
Drink.
Dooku, other than his own arrogance, Dooku has no need to fight Yoda here. He could literally just drop the crane on Kenobi and Anakin and fuck off, and that's it.
Yeah.
Just saved you $300,000 worth of CGI.
But that's the thing, you see, they wanted this fight in there because there was. I remember when I was watching Empire Strikes Back the first time, and there were questions, you know, like what would Yoda be like in a fight and stuff like that, and he gave it to us, and it wasn't very good. In my opinion.
I still feel that Yoda should never have been entertaining the use of a lightsaber.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But George wanted it. So, Gordon Bennett.
That's 4 drinks. Well done, chap. 4 drinks for Liam Neeson.
I've run out of drink.
What have you done?
I cracked open a bottle of 40% gin.
So he cracked one off.
Hey.
Right, okay. Are you drinking straight from the bottle, Brown? Or
I
what's
don't
going on?
drink. I'm just sat here gurgling. So
What minute in the stream do you think we'll get Brown to start singing?
It's
That's
about
always
30
dangerous.
seconds. This is a person who gets drunk off like a can of light cider.
Half a can of top deck.
show me the way to go.
That's right.
I do like it when we get a practical observation in the chat. So Norfolk N Chance says, how long did it take to lay those floor tiles?
But I'm assuming all that CGI. In fact, all of them, they're just on a green screen. Every one of them. That's what I'm assuming.
I like
Yes.
no fucking chances avatar. One of the
Yeah.
Michael Palin's Gumby. Sorry, Plutz, you were saying.
No, I was just going to say on the fact that everything is green screened. I hadn't really noticed before just how spongy the entire scenery looks. It's like none of it's lit properly, and it all looks like rubber in a weird way, which is odd because they actually have actual rubber puppets that look less rubbery than the CGI.
Yeah, it looks kind of shiny rubber, doesn't it? Especially Yoda. Yoda doesn't look half as good as he looked when he was in Empire at all. But
So lack
anyway,
of definition.
yeah.
Well, we've got another Yoda line on screen, but I don't want you to read that one. As we know, George, not the best writer. It's a little bit boring. So, Brian, if you would go with this one from Tom.
In the style of.
Oh, you're going to go off piece.
Well,
I was going to say Yoda, but
I was reading the chat and I kind of drifted off.
Well, you just give you your best Yoda if you want.
That's gotta be Yoda.
or- Yeah.
Pissuck you will. Will you? Fucked up.
Beautiful, Brian. Beautiful. Okay, I'm sure there's more to come from the chat.
The stream is sponsored by Munch the Munch and Dry Pot Noodles.
Are you eating dry pot noodles?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
The night is young.
I can't focus.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, everyone's got an image of you, Brown, because we started off saying you were
I'm
naked
wearing-
from the
I'm
waist
wearing-
down.
I am wearing trousers or pants.
Yeah, but around your ankles, that's the problem, Brown.
That's why it's got a
Fool's you,
squeaky
Edward.
chair.
Oh.
Moving on.
And Mr. Ian says, shout out to Platoon, my second favourite twink.
Who's your
I am
first?
offended. Who was the first?
That's
Not
outrageous.
movie cynic, is it?
I want a name for research
Yeah.
purposes.
We need names, Mr. Ian, if you would.
Mr. Ian looks like the bastard that wrote off my lovely C70 coupe.
I'm sure you've said this before, Brian.
He's a spitting image.
It might be him. You never know.
Are you Scottish, Mr. Ian? Hope you're
I
not.
think we're getting bogged down. Drink, everybody.
Bogged.
Bogged. Drink.
Bugged.
Okay, let's do another Yoda line. Who have not picked on? Z, let's get to Yoda line a few, but not that one. This one, please.
Oh, sorry to send you.
No, not that one. The one by Sword in the Storm, Z.
Oh,
Let
right,
me
the
go
other
crazy.
line.
Yes.
Sword in the Storm in the chat, wrenched, says, "Powerful you have become, Dooku, but next time, lube you should use."
Oh God!
Did I misunderstand the assignment?
It's okay.
yeah.
Z.
Sorry, I did the
It's
same.
okay.
I drifted off. It's a drifting off. Welcome to Drifting Off on the Mr.
Yeah, I know
Worldwide
what's
channel.
happened. Princess Fiona's changed their avatar back, so everyone's desperately scrolling back up to the earlier portion of the chat where the old picture was. It's absolutely filthy in here, honestly. Okay, back to the Dooku. What's the origin of the name Dooku, by the way? It's not very Star Warsy, is it?
I think
Anyone
it is.
know?
It's got a few of the same letters as Dracula, maybe. That's why
Yeah,
it's-
probably.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
Good shout, yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Didn't-
like the more positive version of Don't Coo, I suppose.
Hey,
What? Is here all week, folks.
Try to
Moving
be.
on.
Moving on.
Let's see if Platoon can give us a little bit of Yoda, eh? Let's just flip back. Get him
Oh,
on screen.
yeah.
There we go.
Good luck with
Ploots,
that.
this is Yoda from Little Platoon. Here we go.
The answer is no.
Oh, you're such a killjoy.
Dooku piss.
One of these days, we'll either get
Dooku,
Mega Geek
piss
to sing
eye on
and
you,
Ploots to
Willow.
do some vocal impressions. That will be the.
Ploots does a mean dark side of the walk, if you recall.
Do I?
Really?
I've never done an impression of an Asian.
Oh, you're
That's
right.
racist.
It's, I tell you, forgive me. It's the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was fun. I've done a Dooku as well, but it needs to be like the morning after a lot of whiskey, or I need to have warmed up because your vocal cords need to be about as loose as fucking Lizzo. So
Lizzo's bumhole.
What would be a lot of whiskey for you?
Ooh,
Pint.
good question. No, more than that. A lot would be like most of a bottle.
Jesus.
I hate whiskey. I hate the taste of whiskey.
Z, you available, mate?
I most certainly am.
Please.
MJ UK 84 wrenched for Canadian $10. Do it,
$10?
Ploots. Dooku, piss I on you, will I?
You're assuming that Yoda's got a dick. Do you know what I mean? He might not have one.
What?
He might not have one.
He might have a red rocket thing like Chewbacca. You just don't know, do you?
Just don't know. Yeah.
Or corkscrew one like a pig.
Mm.
Oh,
That line is like something George would write him for.
Yeah, he's got a rocket, Willie. Thanks, George.
We tried for you, MJ.
Ploots, you're not going to do it.
No.
Oh,
Refund him, bro.
okay.
But he's only got one. He's only got one tone, isn't he?
Yeah.
Only one tone. The BBC presenter tone. That's all he's got.
Yeah, I've only ever used this voice, even as a very small child.
We've got another super chat as well. M Duke 84 for 2 Canadian $1. Please invite Fiona and have her full screen.
She
I'm
tried
still
to come on once, didn't she? Sorry. Right.
I'm still convinced that Fiona's a 6-foot Yorkshireman.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. She tried to come
You
on
would.
once, but her mic
You wish,
wasn't
Brown.
working.
By the way, Brian, we have got a clarification, points of clarification from Mr. Ian. He is in fact a West Virgin, so you don't
Thank
have to worry
goodness for
about
that. I better unblock him then, I suppose.
Okay.
On
well,
the subject we're actually here to discuss, it is kind of
God, you're so professional.
I
Christ.
know. The
Jeez.
backstory is, as I recall anyway, Yoda trained Dooku, right? Yoda was Dooku's.
Oh no,
Yoko Ono, everybody.
Ono was
Place in
Dooku's
Glasgow.
master. Explains why he turned to the dark side. But that they're supposed to have an actual relationship, and you wouldn't really get any of that from their exchange here. And it's the most generic shit. The dark side I sense in you, powerful you have become. I am more powerful than you now. But there's so much you could be doing with this. In the same way that you wouldn't know that Qui-Gon was trained by Dooku if Dooku hadn't told you, because it's the only time it ever comes up. George doesn't think that dialogue is actually useful for conveying basic character information, which
It
is really
conveys-
depressing because it can make it so much more interesting.
He does convey one line, but it's very, very, very poor. It's just my old Padawan, he says. That is it. Literally, that is it.
The thing is, though, George is not very good at directing or writing, as far as I can tell, because the original 3 was helped by so many different people, from Lawrence Kasdan to I can't remember who the writer was. He wrote Raiders as well. So it wasn't like he was doing it on his own, but he was doing it on his own with this one. That's why it's so bad, because he's not good at this stuff at all. And quite frankly, I think he sensed it. That's why he kind of, burrowed into retirement, basically, So anyway,
I'm not going backwards all the time for a jest, by the way, folks. But Lemon Inspector's come up with this, and I don't know if if it's genuine. If it's a genuine piece of knowledge, I'm very impressed. He says, "I like how they made Yoda's left ear crooked as a homage to when they awkwardly laid the puppet on a pillow and bent its ear in Return of the Jedi." Is there any truth in that? Does anyone know, or is he just having a little lark?
I don't know.
That's fascinating if it's true. Please let us know, Lemon Inspector. No, none of our experts on the panel ever heard this trivia before? Brian, Z?
Never heard of it.
No.
Never heard of it.
Wow. Okay.
The thing is, though, do you guys think that they should have from the waist up, they should have had a puppet, and then when he was doing all those flips and stuff, it should have been CGI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Personally, I'm going to go against the grain and say no.
No.
Georgie Boy is always pushing the limits of CGI, and he's taking the hit here. And I think it's worked out better for just about everybody else that's used CGI since, with a few notable exceptions.
Nice slide transition here, folks. We have Dooku just trotting out the lines, and then bang! It's a bit of force lightning there.
Makes you wonder whether these lightnings were done by CGI as well, or was it done the old-fashioned way by animating them?
Probably CGI, because George was CGI obsessed at this point.
Right.
The entire film is digital, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Apart from the
well, yeah.
bar scene.
Yes.
Apart from the
bar
The
scene.
bar scene.
bar scene.
Well, the chat never let us down. We pose a question, they always come up with an answer. So, hey, would you blow me? Referencing our earlier conversation, says Lucas always said Yoda was just a frog. So, what does a frog's dick look like?
Googling it now.
Hey Siri, what does a frog's dick look like? Would it play?
Someone in the Google offices is sat there just observing all the what things people Google, and suddenly there'll be a spike in what does a frog's dick look like? Just randomly, all of a sudden, in different places around the world.
Has it got a dick, though? Has it? Has a frog got a dick?
These are the fascinating questions we really need on Attack of the Clones live stream.
They do not. Male frogs have no penises,
No.
apparently. So
there you go.
I'm sure I remember some Attenborough documentary where like one frog will jump along a leaf and leave a little deposit of sperm in a little mountain, like a sperm mountain, and then the female one will go and sort of sit on it or something, and then that's how it works. But then, as Jurassic Park has told us, some African tree frogs are hermaphroditic and they can change their sex, so their organs are kind of redundant, I suppose.
Yeah, I remember that in Jurassic Park.
Jim Dowell dropping the knowledge there. Basically, a hole that stuff comes out of. That's put me right off my frog's legs now. I'm not gonna nibble them all the way to the top.
But at least you know they're a leg.
True.
It tastes remarkably like chicken.
It always does.
Oh, have you tasted frog legs, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have as
have.
well.
It's
I have.
delicious.
Yeah, it's like chicken. I didn't see
Mm.
the difference really. Oh well.
I did taste a bit of alligator once. No, and this isn't a joke or not heading to a punchline. It's the most exotic thing I ever ate. I had a bit of alligator, and it tastes like chicken. There we go. What do we make of this forced lightning battle anyway, folks? Did it have us on the edge of our seat or reaching for the popcorn as Mr. Brown reached to his tutor's popcorn, the one with the hole in the bottom and the frog penis poking through?
This is just what George Lucas thinks the audience wants beyond the logic of it all. He just thinks that we want spectacular stuff. We want to see Yoda fight and stuff like that, even if it doesn't make any sense. Sorry, Platoon, go ahead.
There's precisely one little bit of visual storytelling that sort of takes place. So the Dooku shoots, I think it's 2 rounds of lightning at Yoda. And the first one, Yoda sort of reflects right back at him, and then Dooku has to use like standard force push to knock it away so it doesn't hit him, which tells you automatically Yoda actually has better knowledge of the Force than Dooku has. That's point 1. And then point 2 is when Dooku does the longer extended burst and Yoda is doing the same thing, rather than preparing to blast it away as he did the first one, Dooku reaches for his lightsaber, which is supposed to tell you, like we've seen Obi-Wan reflecting lightning with his lightsaber, that Dooku couldn't actually use the Force to repel what he had thrown at Yoda. So Dooku is slightly in over his head in the Force battle sense. It's weird that George can do this sort of thing with like physicality in a way that he can't do with words, given most people naturally speak English rather than action. But nevertheless, it's not bad as far as visual sort of indicators go. It's a little bit of subtlety going in there.
I've always wondered, why didn't Yoda teach this trick to Luke? Because it sure would have come in handy in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, because he didn't have enough time. Luke Skywalker jetted off, didn't he, to save his friends? Remember, he says your training's not complete. Remember, he says that to him. So, but then again, it doesn't explain why in Return of the Jedi he comes back and says, "Oh, your training's complete." It's like, yeah, you're right. You're right now. You're a Jedi. What? So, yeah.
Just going back to what Plutz was saying, there is the argument that's been made by several people that Star Wars, especially the first 2 or 3 films, is essentially a silent movie, or could be watched as a silent movie because of the visual element of the storytelling. Especially when the dialogues are fucking terrible in later installments.
I guess the thing you couldn't pick up is say, like, I am your father, because like without words, you wouldn't necessarily have got that. But otherwise, I see the point.
Now, Star Wars, I agree. Star Wars, definitely, you can turn the volume down. You don't need the dialogue for Star Wars, but Empire Strikes Back is a different kettle of fish altogether, you know? We did definitely need the dialogue for Empire. And it's good dialogue in Empire as well.
Mm.
So, yeah.
You know, as I read through the chat, I often wonder, is it us who corrupted the chat or is it them who corrupted us? Because there really is some horrible, disturbing filth going on in the chat. This stream is characterized by the first half talking about Princess Fiona's arse and the second half Yoda's penis. That's essentially where we're up to. But anyway, we are getting to a good moment, aren't we? Because he comes out with the line, this contest cannot be decided by a knowledge of the Force, and that can only mean one thing: our skills with the lightsaber. Was this a, hairs on your arse standing on end moment, or not so much? Let me pick on someone. We're conscious there's so many goddamn retrobates here. Swappers, tell me your thoughts on this scene.
I was genuinely excited because I wanted to see how they were going to pull this off. I just thought, well, are they going to fudge it with CG and it's going to look absolutely ridiculous? Or are they good enough to be able to animate this correctly and actually get us to believe this fight is actually happening? And it's kind of, the truth is somewhere down the middle, I think.
As I said, some people in the audience laughed at this scene, and some people were enthralled. So,
really, when Yoda drew his lightsaber, the cinema I was in absolutely erupted.
Right.
Like cheering, clapping, standing up. What the fuck? Sit the fuck down.
Yeah. There were a few people that kind of applauded in my cinema, but they weren't they didn't go crazy. But you can guarantee that practically every cinema across the US had the audience who's just going fucking just lunacy, complete lunacy. It's like when I saw Independence Day back in '96, I think it was, on July the 4th as well. And the cinema was just full of idiotic drunk kids who were throwing stuff around and just going crazy just because it was all like USA, USA all the way through. So you can imagine what this was like when Yoda pulls out his bit and inflates it.
Pulls out his bit. We've decided he hasn't got a bit.
Lob.
Yeah. I don't know. As I said, that when I was in the cinema, a lot of people giggled. But there was a lot of people that was enthralled as well. So yeah.
Fucking hell, I feel like Joe Biden at the moment. Moving on.
Well, let's get sexy because here comes the lightsaber.
He has an unusual lightsaber, doesn't he, Dooku? It's
Yeah, I quite like the curved hilt.
Yeah.
You like it curved?
I do like it curved.
Well, that's a known condition, and it can happen when you do use the same hand too much, apparently. But anyway, we won't get distracted along those lines. So Yoda pulls his out. Sorry, Dooku pulls his out. Yoda pulls his little green one out, and they're gonna have a lightsaber fight. This is it.
Should I be saying, look at that? But I'm not, am I?
No, you're not. Don't force it, Brown.
Especially if you're seeing double, Brown.
I am seeing double.
Did I miss it, or did I vaguely remember Yoda dropping his cloak first?
No. In the making of, they were deciding how Yoda was going to take his lightsaber out, and somebody said, "Let's do it." Well, let's do it like Clint Eastwood, where he takes his poncho and he throws it over his shoulder, and his gun is there. And so that's what they did. He threw his cloak thingy.
Yeah,
and then he saw it, and then it just flew to his hand, his robe, and it just flew to his hand. And that's how they dealt with that, because there was like a huge conversation about how Yoda should do this, and then they came to that conclusion. So that's what they
You're
did.
thinking of Revenge of the Sith, Ruin, where Yoda's fighting Palpatine in the Senate chamber.
Oh, is that what? I knew I'd seen this somewhere.
His cloak falls while Yoda crashes to the floor.
And then he gets it back again somehow.
Somehow his cloak returned. No cloak's ever really gone.
What is this? This looks weird.
That looks dog shit.
Yeah.
Drink everybody dog shit.
That looks weird.
Now, it's been a while since I did the old color chart at school, but when you mix green and red, I'm sure you don't get kind of goldy color, do you?
That's something they've always done with the lightsaber, like even back to the OT, so they don't have to basically put the two colors together. They put a little flash there, so you don't have to think about it too much.
Does anyone know what those brown phallic shaped things are in the background on the right?
Oh, let's go back.
Dildos.
Mystery
This is Dooku's dildo den.
How tall is Yoda, by the way? Does anybody know how tall he is? Because to fight something that small, it's really weird, isn't it? So
Are you being sizist?
No, I'm being Star Wars-ish. Anybody know how tall he is?
There's a way of solving this. How tall is Dooku?
Dooku's like 6 foot, isn't he?
He's more than that. He was 6'5" or 6'7", I think, at his tallest, Christopher. He would have been a bit shorter by this point in his life. So 2'2" versus 6'5" at least.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you're accurate there, because Yoda's about a quarter of Dooku, isn't he? He really is small. He looks like he's... I mean, how does Dooku not kick his ass? He's so much bigger, longer reach. Anyway, we've got a humongous super chat landed. Brownie, I'll give this to you because it goes straight into your bank account. Here we go.
Hooligan S3 for $20. George missed the opportunity to have Yoda do a Wonka Wilder roll into a lightsaber draw.
I do like the old Gene Wilder roll introduction. Yeah, nice reference, Hooligan. Thank you very much. Brownie, just see if you can convert that 19.99 to a bottle of rum, if you would, and get that in.
I've told you, you can have. What are you drinking rum tonight?
No, I'm empty. I'm out. I'm all out.
I told you to get yourself a bottle.
I've got alcohol-free beer. That's all that's going on in the Iraqi prison.
Well, it's a good job I'm getting pissed for the both of us, though.
Well, good. Okay.
Get yourself a bottle. Let me know.
Did we just cross the line here?
Not yet.
We have no, talking about technical
Oh, okay.
filming wise. Yoda was on the left.
What?
Now he's on the bloody right. What's going on here?
He is jumping around a lot though.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
probably
okay.
like flipping.
Yeah.
Because he can't actually get through Dooku's block because he is so small and has no reach. He just has to jump around pointlessly, waiting for the timer to run out.
Also, the way the
Sorry.
Dooku's lightsaber is, shouldn't it be pointing up more because he's much taller?
Mm.
In other words, Dooku's
Yes.
probably bending,
Yes.
sending his
Very
lightsaber.
good.
Yeah, Sending
Yeah,
his
very
lightsaber.
good. Yeah, very good.
Ah, well.
We've got another Yoda line, so let's. Who can we have? Let's go back to you, Brown. Here we go. This
Oh,
one's from Tom.
God.
Here's your Yoda line.
Your hair's on us, stand they will.
I think you need another go at that, Brown. Especially the R sounded.
What?
Come on, Brown.
Move on, please.
No, you've got to do it properly. I'm not moving on.
Your hair's on us, stand they will.
Oh, that's better. Okay, we'll give you a pass.
I can't focus.
Yeah, that's wrong. That red lightsaber should be a lot higher because it's a lot taller.
It should be it should be more pointing down.
That's what I'm
'cause-
saying. Yeah, it should be a lot
he's
higher.
a tall
Yeah.
bloke. Yeah,
Yeah, it should be pointing down. It should be a lot higher. The end bit should be a lot higher.
yeah. That should be pointing down, folks. Good spotting.
Nice observation from Sword in the Storm. Dooku by default has the higher ground.
Very good.
At one point here, Yoda is actually on the ship, but it'd been too much to ask to stick the lightsaber straight into the ship and try and do a bit of damage to it.
Yeah, I mean, just what Platoon said. He should have just destroyed anything that he can escape with, and got Obi-Wan and the other fella out of the way by using the Force. And so, yeah, it's a bit stupid the way this is written.
Even
well.
after he saves Anakin and Kenobi, the platform then kind of starts to close off.
Yeah.
The door closes. He's just sitting there, kind of looking, contemplating how bad things are, rather than actually doing something about it.
Yeah,
But that's maybe that's not so much the writing as just how they did the CGIs and edited it, I think.
but I think sometimes when coming from a writer myself, sometimes when you write something in a screenplay, and it looks kind of logical on the paper, but then when you actually get it to physically do stuff, it just doesn't compute to what you've written. So you end up changing stuff. But as I said, George Lucas didn't know what he was doing, so he just literally shot what was on the page, I guess. He didn't think about it.
Why did he know what he was doing with Star Wars then?
Because he wasn't the one in charge. He was in charge, but he wasn't, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
And plus, you've heard all the stories. He was really shy. He didn't want to talk to the actors. The actors took the piss out of him. He had a nervous breakdown. He had to sell his house and all that kind of stuff. The guy almost died making Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? He was going through a divorce. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So
He had the great overriding ideas, but he was also surrounded by an awful lot of incredibly talented people that helped him. And I don't mean that as a diss against Lucas. They just the resource there. He used it, and look what we got.
Yeah.
As opposed to Rick McCallum just saying everything's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ruin.
No, it's okay, Brian. I mean, is it fair to say when Star Wars at its best it is when George took a step back, and it's hard to admit, isn't it? But when we look at Empire, he handed over the direction. It seems like that was the peak of Star Wars.
Well, I'll equate it to Gene Roddenberry. If Gene Roddenberry had his way, Star Trek films would have been crap. But because he was contracted to take a step back, it got better because there were people that knew that had better ideas than him. And it's the same thing with George with the first three. He had some wonderfully talented people to help him, So because he's in charge now, it's like he's not really. Anyway, whatever. I've said this before.
Well, the chat, as always, asking the pertinent questions. Black Lives or Black Knives says, whose prostate is in worse shape, Brune's or Yoda's? I guess that's the next
it's
question.
no laughing
Google.
matter.
Next question.
Prostate.
What?
Prostate. health is, especially in the older gentlemen, is a important issue. I think mine's okay. Ian,
Public
yours?
service.
Yeah, mine's okay. Is that his hand, by the way?
Sorry.
Christopher Lee's
Are you getting your prostate checked right now? What's going on?
Oh,
Up the bum. Yeah.
Up your own son.
Here we go. They've been still all this
there's
time.
Obi there. He's still there. Has he
Yeah.
not looked off?
Yeah.
He's just been lying there doing fuck all, even though that he's got a scratch on his leg and his arm, and he's perfectly
flesh
capable
wound.
of moving. He just thinks, nah, because that would
Okay.
get in the way of the scene if I tried to help Yoda. Can't throw him my lightsaber, or
Yeah.
throw it at Dooku. Even that would have been effective. No.
Yes. You're absolutely right.
Also, my
That's
boot is
one of-
Anakin's pillow. It would be really mean if I just moved.
That's one of the bits that really annoys me. It's that they lie there the entire time until Padme comes in, and all of a sudden they're able to get up. It's like,
Because a woman's arrived, and that they want to impress her. Oh shit!
Easy.
Now I can't be lying around here like a pussy. I actually have to, do something. I'm manly enough to stand up with my arm off because there's a woman here.
There's the thing.
Very good, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Very good. Lowering the tone.
Oh man, this bit's so
This is it.
stupid.
It's so
Oh.
stupid.
Hallelujah.
Stupid. It's like
What's he doing? Why's his arm?
I remember when we came out of the cinema because I saw this the first time I saw this with like 10 of my friends, and we went for something to eat, and everybody was questioning everything from this film. Even though we enjoyed it at the time, we were questioning everything from the cloning people to the fight at the ending. Yeah, I remember my friend saying, "Well, why didn't Yoda do this and why didn't Yoda do that?" Do you know what I mean? So it was noticeable when it was first released. I don't know what the critics thought of this. Actually, the critics like this film. Anybody?
no, I don't think the critics liked any of them.
Oh, right.
They would now, though, wouldn't they?
Oh, they would because of Disney, obviously.
What's he doing?
I think I did see
I've
though
wo-
one of the shill accounts was saying of the Acolyte because they got first read. It's like, well, I wasn't blown away, but it's
I
okay.
can't-
It's like,
I-
ooh, if
can't
you're saying you
wait.
weren't blown away by it, it's either amazing or it's
I
incredibly
can't
terrible.
wait. I
I
can't
know
wait.
it's gonna be great fun.
It's gonna
Next
be
week.
fantastic. Oh God, I can't
I'm gonna
wait.
have to save some gin for that one.
Don't worry, I've got plenty of gin.
Interesting image of Yoda, that isn't it? He's, yeah. Okay, Brown, nice image.
I will say, I've said this before. Medicinal cracking one off is good for the gland, as it were, especially in the
Medicinal.
older, especially in the older gentleman.
Medicinal masturbation.
Medicinal. What?
It
Yeah,
is.
How does
It is.
medicine come into it?
No, it's true. It is true. It's absolutely 100% true.
Yeah.
So
Also,
what,
Brown, are you trying to justify wanking on a stream?
I don't need to justify that. I'm an old hand at that, mate. I can assure you.
Where does
BT.
medicine come into it, though? That's what I want to know.
Claire's the. You explain it, Ian. Claire's the what?
What?
The Attack of the Clones is so interesting. We're now talking fucking prostate health.
No, if there's things like
No.
deads. Moving on.
No, moving on.
Listen,
No.
for the older gentleman in the chat,
He's going
trust
there
me,
again.
it's good for the old.
Yeah,
It is
Whistling.
good. Yeah.
it's good for whistling.
In fact, to be fair, if you're male, it's good.
Could we please, for the love of Christ, move on
Move
from milking prostates?
What the hell is that thing trying to fall on them anyway?
In the script, it says it's a crane, believe it or
Oh,
not.
stop being so
That's a
professional.
crane?
Cranes have to
Brownie,
lift things. I can't
In
lift
the
things.
script, it says that.
Oh.
Brownie, I think you've been gaslit by your tutor. The garbage you've come up with tonight, I really do.
It's
But
not
anyway,
garbage.
back to the.
When you get to my age, you'll. Moving on.
If you
going-
talk more any more prostate, I'm going out for a cigarette. That's finished.
I'm going to take up heroin.
Anyway, 123 man babies in the chat.
Cheers, everybody.
Stream.
Cheers.
Hello to everyone. I hope you're enjoying this
Chin chin.
this penultimate stream of Attack of the Clones.
Again, I would say Platoon is right. Why didn't he just move the guys away from that?
Yeah,
Why did he have to hold
easier.
up that big crane? You know,
Is Platoon ever
stupid.
wrong though? I've never known him to
Yeah,
be
he's
wrong.
been wrong a couple of times.
When?
Very rarely. I mean, I
Yeah.
made the decision to come here for this last stream,
Oh,
thinking,
okay, you're
thinking
wrong.
we
Yeah,
might get
yeah.
it finished. Evidently, that was a mistake.
I think we're quietly confident for 2. Yeah.
I don't know if Alex is new here, but Alex Ashgan in the chat says, "Get on with it."
No, it's not. No. Hello, Alex. Yeah,
all right, I was
yeah,
gonna
you're
say,
right.
Alex,
Yeah. Get on with
we
it.
finally broke you after 23 hours. You're finally telling us to hurry up.
Oh, well, let's get on with it.
Does anybody
Move
know
along.
how many hours have
Ooh,
we?
drink.
How many hours?
Yeah,
Yeah, drink everybody.
So Chris Lee's is disappeared. Then he's gone.
He is, but look at that. I'm sure Yoda with his jumping around antics could simply fire himself in there.
Yeah. A little bit of a somersaulty thing onto the platform. Yeah, no problem. We've got a
Just
super
use the
chat.
force to pull it back in. It's not hard. Lots of people can do it.
Use the force to open the door, as is shown in Attack of the Colons, Revenge of the Sith.
Attack of the Colons.
God, no, not again. Well, on that note, actually, Swappers, can you do a super chat for us, my friend?
UK 84 in the chat for $5 Canadian. We covered prostates, wanking, Yoda's bum, Yoda's wanger, frog semen. What doesn't this stream do other than cover the film?
Christ, I'm pouring a Jack after that. He's right. More Jack.
Thank you, my friend.
Oh, that's the best review. Get that on the poster for the channel, Brown. That's fantastic. Well done.
We've got a
anyway,
song.
these
Ruin, you up for a song?
always. Hang on, I've got to get ahead of this because sometimes I don't get the tune straight away.
I don't get it either.
Oh, someone's gonna have to help me out.
don't
James
know.
Brown.
No,
Like a sex machine, isn't it? But I can't think
Oh
of it.
yeah. I don't know. I can't get the tune though.
Did
the
it?
early
Did,
part.
did it? No, that's not the one.
Come on, Brown. Anyone?
That was a different song.
Mega Geek'll probably sing
I
this
don't
one.
know it. No, I'm trying to think of it as well. Like a sex machine.
Jerk on. Wank on the stream. Jerk on off. Like a smell X machine. I'm trying.
Sex machine.
Moving on.
I'm trying for you, Black Lives. I really try.
Move along.
Move along. Oh,
No,
drink
it's
everybody.
like trying to read a George Lucas script. I
Drink
don't know.
everybody.
Anyway,
Drink
these
everybody.
two absolute
Panting and
losers still.
moaning.
Oh God.
Ding
Yeah,
dong.
Yeah.
Is it mutual panting and moaning?
It's stupid, isn't it? He could have got up. That bloody Obi-Wan.
It's Yoda, and you know, whenever there's Yoda, we've got to do a Yoda line. So I think we're back to Brian for this one. Here we go, Brian.
Oh, Christ. Prostate enlarged. Laugh, you will not. You certainly won't. From personal experience.
It's no laughing matter. Seriously. Moving on.
And one more, if we could, one more. Z, if you could take this one, please.
The Wayfarer Project wrenched when 900 years.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
It malfunctioned.
Try again.
Oh dear. He can't do it. He can't do it.
He's lost it. Go on, Z. We'll wait for you. So.
Drink some water, mate.
I've only got vodka and Monster Pineapple.
Drink some more vodka.
Monster pineapple.
Oh, he's gone anyway.
Oh, I'm getting drunk on what looks like a pint of piss.
Fabulous. Okay, we'll let him off, folks. He's,
Bring it back up.
he's always there when we
Bring it
need
back
him. We
up.
can't-
No, go on. Let's go on. Bring it back up.
Okay, fine. If you can get it back, Brown, it's go.
I can't see, but I'll.
Okay, I'll set you on that task. Okay.
I hate this design ship.
Yeah, it's
Hate
pretty
it.
ugly, isn't it? Yeah.
Who was it by the way?
What's that?
The comment.
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, someone, whoever made the comment, make yourself known. And
I
yeah.
think I got it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Here we
Come
go.
on, Z. We're rooting for you here.
No, we need to get
When
on stream.
900 years old you reach, wank as much, you will not.
Hey, there we go. We
It
don't
was the
disappoint.
Wayfarer project. This bit pisses me off in this.
Does to me as well.
It could have blocked or
shield.
patrolled either of those two exits
no.
and fired some shots before it comes out.
And also the thing that you
Way
said,
behind,
Brian,
Brian.
when he arrived, where was all the soldiers? You know, what Yoda got off and then where did they go? Do you know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know.
And what happens to the entire Starfleet that you arrived with and all the ships you've brought in? Because notably, when Dooku actually does make it into space, there's no space battle going on, in which case the entire Republic fleet just snuck in, apparently, under the radar.
And also, I thought, like, when he jumps onto that bike thing, his cape should have been like bellowing in the wind. It was just flapping. Like, I remember watching it in the cinema the first time. I was thinking, that's a bit odd. You know how fast that thing is going.
Does that look like a bum hole and Wagina?
Oh, God.
No.
You haven't seen many bum holes, have you, Brown?
Is MJ UK one of your burner accounts, Brown? Because you both came up with that at the exact same time. Is this a new person in the chat? Dooku's dildo den?
We swappers, I'll wager.
Probably swappers, yeah.
Oh yeah, don't forget. Dark Side of the Walk is cordially invited to one of the.
Oh, brilliant!
What do you call it? Arse. No, it's not Ahsoka. What's the thing? Acolyte.
Ahsoka. No.
Someone should set up a Dooku's dildo den as like a competitor to Star Wars Theory's lightsaber business. They could actually literally run against him. Theory sabers versus Dooku's dildos.
Do you want to feel the power of the Force?
I know why I don't like that ship. It looks like an Airfix model that's not been finished. That's what it looks like. That's why I don't like it. It's just so shit.
It's because it's CGI.
I don't know. I don't like the design. I think the design's crap.
Padme is the only one here who has the right idea to take out the ship. And that's only really done to try and copy the Bespin scene of Leia shooting at Slave One.
Yeah.
And the entire spaceship they have right next to them, which presumably has rockets still on it, it has loads of lasers, and they don't think to do anything. They don't shoot, they don't chase it. It's just, leave it to the little people on the platform.
It could literally behaved like a butt plug and blocked the exit.
Yeah. Again, I would say that he probably just wrote it all in the script and thinking, oh, that sounds really good. It's going to work. And then, as I said, the reality of it is there's so many things they could have done and it never even occurred to him. Do you know what I mean? You're right. I mean, they must have missiles on that bloody thing. Could have fired.
We're out of rockets, sir. That was a previous one that got blown up.
Yeah.
What's this one's excuse?
Don't know.
Well, forgive me for going backwards, but we have got, there's a reason for it. We have got, every now and then, there's just one of those contributions from the chat, which is just outstanding. And I think this is one of them. It's our old friend Punchable Face. And he says, it looks like an attack helicopter. Fuck an ice cream man. Very good.
Again.
Very good. We expect this kind of insight for Acolyte next week. Okay. Back to Padme's washboard abs and some CGI clone troopers. Take 2 drinks, folks.
I ain't got any left.
There we go. This is Dooku's escape, is it? Is that what we're seeing? Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
And there we go. As you say, Brian, she's trying to do the only thing that makes sense.
First arse shot is away.
Arse shot,
First
yes.
arse shot is away.
Can we get the chat's preference? Padme's arse or Princess Fiona's arse? You've seen both tonight, so if you can let me know. And interesting, she's got these slashes, those horrendous slash marks at the back of her top, but no blood, no scars, no nothing. It's almost.
No, you can see a bit of the
You can?
scratch, below the
Just
last
below,
one,
yes.
just
I
below it,
waited
yeah.
a whole fucking week to see a gash.
Well, too bad. She's got a healing factor like Wolverine.
Yes. I mean, it is, and then that big thing opens when it's in space, doesn't it? What's the point of that again? Was that a deflect or something?
I think it's a solar sailor. It gets
Yes.
power
Yeah, right.
from using the sun, but then it has to go all the way to Coruscant in hyperspace, so it doesn't get power from the sun to do that. But
Yeah.
when I first watched it as a kid, I remember thinking it was a cloaking device, because why else would they be able to get all the way down onto Coruscant, the actual capital city of the Republic, when they know what ship they're looking for?
Yeah.
And I think that would have made a lot more sense. That was me at like 8 years old or whoever the fuck old I was, doing work that George Lucas didn't do.
That
Yeah.
ship design was actually originally for one of Padme's ships back in Phantom Menace.
I honestly think the ships that was designed in the prequels were just terrible. I hated that shiny one. Who owned the shiny one that landed in the? Was it
Padme,
this one?
Naboo
Oh, I
cruiser.
hated it. I was like, what the hell is
It's
this?
very clean.
Yeah. It's just, no.
Nubian 327.
That's the one.
Mm.
Fiona's.
Well, are
Fiona
you sure that's
Shaker, Miss Fiona.
Fiona? Oh, she just had another picture up of her just a minute ago.
I was just monitoring the chat as always, and Manuel Grill turned up late, and he said, "Well, I can't say because I'd not seen Fiona's horse." And then Fiona obliges. So there we
right,
go.
okay.
Can you
I
make
said
that
it,
chat go full screen?
You do that, Brown? Is anyway doing that?
Negative.
No,
Brown?
it's
No, we
okay.
can't do it, unfortunately, copyright reasons. Okay,
Challenging
we have
mind.
got. Is this a droid pilot? Is that what's going on? And Dookie
Yeah.
just chilling out? Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? It really is.
It's
George, what have you
unusual
done?
design for a droid, isn't it? Where it's, long neck, thin arms.
We don't all look alike.
No, sorry. Terrible discrimination.
What's this one called then? Go
I've
on.
no idea.
Amaze
I have
me.
No idea.
You and
Oh.
Swappers always know what the creatures are called, what the robots are called. You telling me you don't know what this one's called?
FA4.
Ah, there you go. Or is it FU?
No, it's FA4 pilot droid. The Sith
Oh,
Lord
right,
Count
okay.
Dooku, head of the
He's
Confederate-
right. He's not even kidding on. He's right.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Hmm.
Wow.
What's that hanging on the ship? Those little
It's
corn
like
things?
magic trees you get to de-stinkify your
Oh,
He's
the
got
fish
that
bowl
new-
that he's in.
New pod smell.
Yes.
It's not like no one's seen panties before, says Fiona. Yeah, this is the bit, isn't it? Platoon, this is the bit, isn't it? When it comes to
Yeah, it's like, where is the entire Republic fleet? All of the
Yeah.
many, many ships that they very, very deliberately showed us earlier. There's loads of them, and here they're just gone. I like the Lucrehulk design as a ship, and I like that the giant sort of center bit comes in and out. That's pretty cool. But wouldn't they be engaging them in space? Why are they just letting them fly away? And how did the Republic get down with nobody noticing them?
Aren't those droid control ships from the last film?
Yes.
Yes,
If
they are
you
the Lucrehulk.
if you look closely in that shot in the background, remember the large testicles we saw being shot down?
Mm.
Those actually go up and join the mothership in the center.
Mm.
That's what we're seeing.
Mm.
Welcome to Boring Factoids. That fact is the very shot there. You can see how it's out of place.
I mean, even
Yeah.
this ship, even this design is really shit.
What the
Drink of it.
This one,
Shit.
it's just like
it's kind of part Millennium Falcon.
no, 'cause it's round,
well,
isn't it? Because when you see it from the top, it's like round, isn't it? Or
It's like Ruin's head.
Yes.
Not just perfectly round, but yeah, okay.
I just think
I
it's an
do-
awful design.
I do like the solar sailor, I must admit.
Mm.
It's so cool. But it doesn't make any sense. That was a point that Platoon actually made that I had literally written down for this stream. Bastard. Anyway, moving on.
Isn't the Solar Sailor ripped off from Star Trek Insurrection?
It's a big, long-standing concept in science fiction, though. It's been so many different things, books, films, I imagine.
Mm.
So we return to Yoda, who's grunting and groaning, or he's grunting. Obi-Wan's groaning. Finally decides to show his face.
Tron as well.
Yeah, and this is where Padme runs in.
You'd think that Padme would go, "You've lost your arm." Yeah, okay. I'll find another boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? So
And
anyway.
that's it. Is that all we that scene? Just Padme
Yeah.
making an appearance? Yeah.
Yeah.
See them
No
standing
reaction.
up. Is that it?
Is that Obi-Wan? Isn't that Obi-Wan? Or
Don't
is that,
know.
what is that?
No,
then?
but they can't see. Where are they? Are they just
Yeah.
that's Obi-Wan helping up Anakin. That's what it is.
Why did he
It
get up in
really
the
is
first
like-
place?
Really is like shopping in Hollister, isn't it? You can't see a fucking thing, and you get home and you realise you've bought, thong
Dildo.
and suspenders when you went in there for a nice smart shirt. Ridiculous. Anyway, what are we looking at here? Because it's like looking in the mirror. It's like a big
Solar
round
Sailor
of-
heading to Solar Sailor heading to Coruscant unchallenged.
Yeah. Well,
And he's
so
heading-
do we know what those when the things come out? I was just assuming it was making the ship invisible so that the other ships couldn't see it. Or so what
No,
is
it's
the
supposed to
purpose
be.
of it?
The idea is it's supposed to be riding on particles from the sun or the closest star. But it
Right.
was pointed out it doesn't make any sense if they're going into hyperspace first.
Mm.
And he's heading to the industrial zone of Coruscant called the Works, which is the same as a pizza from Papa John's.
This entire scene setup is basically nonsense. The leader of the actual separatists who've just declared war on the actual Republic is flying a very distinctive and traceable ship to the capital city of the Republic to meet with the one guy they can't possibly reveal as being behind everything, Palpatine, in a district which is not that far away from, it's on Coruscant, so it's not far away from everything because everything is everywhere on Coruscant. So it's like, it's a very dumb scene, and I don't know why they wouldn't have arranged the meeting somewhere else.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you see. As I said, for George, it may look fantastic on as a written thing, but when you do it, for real, that doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. So, anyway, whatever.
I think Georgie Boy is considering this to be clandestine enough. Some industrial zone, like where you would go for some kind of dodgy sex toy or something, or pick up a lady of the night, allegedly.
But it's like Mussolini flying to meet Hitler secretly in London before World War II. It's like, it doesn't.
So,
In Soho, yeah.
Mind you, though, the Palpatine was working with him, wasn't he? So he might have given him clearance or something like. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah.
heavily
Nice.
into headcanon at that point.
Nice little message from And Don, who says, "I don't give a fuck about this film, but I've chuckled a lot thanks to the panel and the chat." There we go. That's what we like to do, isn't it, Brownie? The film might not be up to much, but we'll have a good time. We'll have a good time.
We're going to have a good time next week. Acolyte. Going to be amazing.
Yes.
Can't wait.
And don't worry if you're not interested, if you're not watching, it's absolutely fine because we're going to rip the shit out of it. No, we'll approach you with an open mind. I mean, and
It's going to be amazing.
Sure it'll be
I'm
fantastic.
genuinely looking forward to it.
All the early reviews have been remarkably fantastic from all the people who've been paid to go and watch the red carpet opener. It's,
I can't wait. I can't
I
wait.
was going to say, is this all CGI? Did they build these things, or was it just CGI? All of it?
All of it.
CGI, I'll
All of
wait.
it CGI? Oh, okay.
See, this is where Dooku kills Yaddle, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Really?
In Tales of the
Yaddle.
Jedi. Or is it Tales of the Empire? No, Tales of the Jedi Season 2.
And
The
just
officer
for
here,
the,
which is why she doesn't appear in this movie.
just for the non-believers in the chat, Yaddle is a would you call it a species of Yoda? But is she a relation to Yoda? I don't know too much about Yaddle.
Unknown. It's just a
Oh,
female Yoda.
Female Yoda.
Yeah.
If you look at the internet, she's the one that's always pictured with a green fleshlight. If you...
Oh, wow.
It's true.
Give me a second. Yaddle Rule 34. Holy fuck, Knuckles.
There we go. The meeting and at this point, again we've taken so many goddamn weeks over this. I've lost track. Do we know is the official reveal that this is Palpatine, or is it still trying to blind us
It's
to
kind
something?
of it's kind of ambiguous, or supposed to be ambiguous. If you're a bit thick and you'd never seen the original trilogy, maybe you wouldn't make that link. But
Yes, it's very stupid, isn't it? Don't you think, Brian? It's stupid because everybody, everyone that watched this film is a fan of the last three, so they know it's him. Why bother to try and disguise him?
You've also got the heavy clue in Qui-Gon's funeral for the camera pans and then comes to focus on Palpatine.
Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? Very dumb.
And you see half his face as well.
Exactly.
Kippers are going to do the voice.
Oh, of course. We need the voice, don't we? Go on. Let's go all the way back. There we go.
Welcome home, Lord Tyrannus. You have done well.
You have done well.
I have good news for you, my lord.
I'm not doing any more Dracula films.
Excellent. Everything is going as planned.
It's very similar to everything is proceeding as planned. And
yes.
Proceeding as I have foreseen, I think is the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then he laughs.
Did we see this in Ahsoka?
Coruscant? No.
Oh.
We spent the start of that on Lethal.
Why does it look like the Downs Cat place?
Do you mean the specific tower?
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess that's similar in that it's a long, pointy thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, the tower in Ahsoka, it's a communications tower, so I assume every planet has one.
But isn't that the place where Mace Windu gets killed? Isn't it? No, obviously not.
It's the Jedi Temple.
Oh, was it?
It's
Mace Windu gets killed,
office, isn't it?
No, as he gets killed at the Senate, thrown out the window.
Oh, right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the place in the background. That's the Jedi Temple in the background. It is the Supreme Chancellor's office where he is launched out the window, as they say. Just the old darkened sky here. It's kind of similar to the the cloud cover at the start of the film. A real visual metaphor for the move towards imperial control in the dark side.
It's very clumsy, though.
A bit in your face, do you think?
Yeah, it's very much on the nose, basically. So.
Is that Battersea Power Station in the background there? Looks like
yeah, it is.
No, it's Neeson
Towers. Okay, Gavin. Yeah, see, it's not always me. Okay, so we Obi-Wan's fine now, everyone. Thank God. He's absolutely perfectly fine. It's crazy, isn't it?
Oh God, it's so dumb. Do you believe what Count Dooku said about like the Sith controlling the entire Senate? Nah, I'm sure it's fine.
There we go.
Here's the strange thing. I mean, it's like Dooku's double bluff kind of pays off here, but actually, it possibly wasn't even a double bluff because if he was genuinely trying to recruit Kenobi, but the script plays it as a double bluff, which is kind of strange because an hour before Yoda warns Kenobi of the dangers of making assumptions, Ari Camino appears to be no motive.
The thing is,
very strange.
For me, right, I really thought the Jedis were fantastic when I saw the first three. Being a Jedi is really cool. And then I see these films and I think the Jedis are really fucking stupid, aren't they? Dumb as fuck. All of them.
I suppose they kind of, don't have to be, but I mean, it helps with their downfall.
Yeah, but it could be more intelligent downfall, couldn't it?
Yeah, agreed. Yep.
I was just confused there because I'm looking at Obi-Wan and
italicized lettering.
Yes, I know. They're having a conversation. Then I get a Yoda line. I'm like, is Windu started talking like Yoda? But yeah, then they turn around. Were they aware he was sat there, or was he just?
Yeah, he was sat there.
Someone assaulted into the room. I don't know.
No, he sat there and contemplating.
I love the little footstool he's got going. It's beautiful.
It's there's that South Park episode where Mr. Garrison is sort of the stand-in for Donald Trump and he's debating Hillary Clinton and he really doesn't want the job. So in the middle of the debate, he says, "No, I'm lying to you. Don't believe me." And then Hillary, because she's a fucking robot, just says, "You shouldn't believe a single word my opponent says." And then Mr. Garrison gets elected because they don't believe him when he tells them that he's lying. It's the same thing. So Dooku says exactly what the plan is, and Yoda says, "Oh no, he can't be telling the truth because he's on the dark side now. He just told us the fucking Sith control everything, that he must be lying. Let's not even check into, not even worth looking into, really. Just let it go."
You
And
get
then
the
it's worse
feeling-
because Samuel L. Decides
Jackson,
he says, "Let's keep a closer eye on the Senate," and Yoda just does a complete 180 and says, "I agree."
Why don't we investigate where this massive army came from a bit more? No,
Yes.
we'll just sit here and not do any of that.
But you get the feeling that when he wrote that scene, when Obi-Wan was hovering and he was talking, that you got the feeling that maybe we should correct that, and this is the scene where they correct it. Do you know what I mean? That's the feeling I've got about the screenplay. They kept going, "Oh, what about this? What about that? Oh, let's write this in. That will clear that up." Do you know? That's the feeling that I get with this screenplay. But anyway.
It's broken, unfortunately, by the Phantom Menace as well, because the obvious thing to do is just run a blood test on everyone who's involved with the Senate. Test for midichlorians. You'll know instantly who is Force sensitive and who isn't. And Palpatine seems to have a suspiciously high midichlorian count. Maybe he's involved. Let's go and investigate him. But they can't do that. And George just never mentions the midichlorians again, kind of hoping that nobody will notice. But some people do.
Trouble is, Palpatine, for Anakin's resurrection, is in to do with he seems to run the medical center as well. So,
well, we don't have much of Yoda left, but while we've got him, let's do some Yoda lines. So, Brownie, let's start with you. Not the one on screen, though. Here we go from Fat Lobber.
Snap my prostrate is.
Prostate. There's no
I can't say it.
second R. Prostate.
Why do I always say the second R?
Why is it everyone who needs to get their prostate checked can't say prostate without putting a second R in?
I'll check it for you.
Brownie, I'll give you another go, a different line, because you absolutely screwed that one up. Here we go. Black Lives. Here we go.
Too small my penis was.
The drunker you get, the worse you get, I tell you.
Waxy.
Better I get.
This is Brown's line. As fine as Jamaican.
Nevertheless, I feel we should keep a closer eye on the Senate. Rice and peas. Bambaclat.
Oh yes, remember Anakin?
Where is your apprentice? The one that got his hand cut off. Yeah.
Oh, he's harmless.
But also, right,
What?
the next scene doesn't even put any flesh on the arm, do they? Just give him like a Terminator arm, don't they? It's just
He gets a better one in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, but it's just stupid, that scene. It really is.
But it's supposed to signify his it's eroding humanity as well.
Yeah, I guess.
I have to admit, without the clones, it would not have been a victory.
So why make them in the first place? Why not just march in there with your droid army and take the whole place over?
Look how waxy Yoda looks there.
Yeah.
That CGI is horrible.
It's the tech at the time.
Yeah.
This little bit, George put the CGI animator's testicles in a vice and had about 40 different versions until he got the one that he liked. And it was more to do with the expression rather than the quality of the CGI.
Well, it's Yoda, and we're going to do another Yoda line. Let's go to Z. Did it so well last time. Here you go, Z. Not the one on the screen, but this one from Cider Feet.
Cider Feet, wrenched. Choke you I will. Like green custard it is.
Oh, good God. Oh, Yoda looks so depressed.
Am I right in saying that in the first prequel they had a puppet of Yoda, and then they did, and then they replaced that with CGI? Is that right?
Yeah.
Or did they just leave the puppet in? Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Right. Keeps repairing his films, doesn't he? Oh, George.
Constantly tampering and tinkering.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there's a dedicated group of fans out there undoing all the damage George has caused to his neighbourhood.
Yes. I wonder if George has seen them. I wonder if he's seen the Addy One version, or doesn't he care? He probably doesn't care.
Isn't that one of the things that came out the most recent interview he was doing, and he was talking a lot about all of this stuff, and he said no, he'll never re-release the unedited version because he believes that the artist owns the work that they create. And he then goes on to say something like only he really understood Star Wars, so of course some original things are lost, but it's like watching your kids make things now. And I'm thinking, yeah, but you made these, so not really. And like Disney being bad doesn't make these any better.
Yeah. But you
Still
know what?
trotting out the same excuses from 1999 as
That's
well.
true.
Sorry, Ian.
But you know what, right? He has definitely got the original in a vault somewhere. I'm telling you now, there's no way he would have got rid of that. Absolutely no way. And
When he
died-
passes on,
yeah, exactly.
he's going to be cremated, and that fucking thing is going to be inside the coffin with him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
There'll be some Ewoks banging drums by his funeral pyre.
Yub nub.
Mind you, though, he's lost a lot of weight. Have you seen that latest interview with him? He's lost his waddle.
I think that's what being 80 does to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
I
bit.
hope he
I
hasn't
hated
lost
seeing
the-
him like that.
He hasn't lost the
Sorry.
clunts, has he?
He's lost a lot.
The frog neck is gone.
Yeah. he has.
No.
Yes, it's gone.
Yeah.
After all that time he spent debating said frog neck.
Oh no, I'm so devastated. I may have to just change my avatar just to commiserate that. There we go.
It was
Just
very
in,
strange. The neck is not a traditional place for fat distribution on a man. It's like, whose neck gets fat?
It depends if you eat a lot. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I always notice that people have big fat necks. Their stomach is huge as well. So yeah.
There it
Look
is,
at that.
folks.
It's,
Yeah.
but it's not just fat, it's kind of like almost like a structural failure in a way.
This is we've gone so far off the movie now. We've just got into green room territory, isn't it? This is the kind of shit, folks. You know, once we spout shit for about 2.5 hours, and then after all, you lot go off and do your thing and go to bed and the rest of it. We stay on here after the stream talking about George's fleshy chin. This is the kind of crap we do. Yes, there we go. So
You see, when you anger George Lucas, it inflates and he spits venom at you.
Anyway, begun the Clone War has. So take a drink.
Oh, there you go.
It's the opening
Oh.
slide.
Yay.
Oh shit, we've gone back.
We done? Is that it?
Okay, I'm ready for the 12-hour.
I don't like those masks at all. Oh,
No.
hate them. They're horrible. Turn that frown upside down, mate. It's just awful.
Ooh. Oh,
Dear, oh dear.
Very
next the
CGI.
bottle.
Oh.
In the old days, they used to get cotton buds, didn't they? And in rows. And it's with the CGI, still looks like cotton buds, doesn't it? It's
They
ridiculous.
used that in The Phantom Menace.
They
believe it or
did,
not,
yeah.
The
They
pod
did.
racing scene.
Yeah.
Although I think they threw, was it Prince Zizor in there as well
Mm.
from the EU?
That reminds me of the courtroom scene in Star Trek VI when they used action figures of Klingons
Yeah.
on the balconies.
Yeah.
Smilex is really clearly not got any action for Smilex, is it? For a while.
Smilex, as in Batman 89.
One question I had about all of this stuff, because the Kamino ones grow all the clones, and they've been growing clones for a while, so that explains where all the clones come from.
Yeah.
But where does all the instantly spawned military kit come from? Like, where do they get all the acclamators and the ATTEs, and like, how do they get like everything they need for an army that's not just the clones if they weren't expecting an army?
Well, I'm assuming that they got clones of people that actually build stuff. so they clone what is it, engineers and stuff like that. I don't know. None of
Well,
it
the
makes
spaceship building team, they cloned
That's
a few
right.
legions of
Absolutely.
them. Get to work.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all packed in a whole lot of ice and exegol.
Yeah. I don't know.
Does anyone get that reference at all?
That's how they built all the Star Destroyers underground, isn't it?
Yay!
Oh,
Exactly.
there you go.
Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. Well done, please.
There we go.
I love
We
this
have
little the only expression we get here is Jimmy Smith's having a mild punch of the
Yeah.
podium.
and this
There's
is
a good rendition of the Imperial March on this scene, though. I do quite like that.
Mm-hmm.
Soundtrack is
this,
good.
this little future vision to July the 5th in the UK when the new Labour government comes into power. There we go. There's the cabinet there. All let's get
Well, they're not in
political.
power yet. Put it that way. So they're not in power yet.
Who have we got there, anyways? Let's go on,
Palpatine.
Z. You're a class act at this. Left to right, Z. Who have we got? Who's the rogues gallery?
Oh my God. Their names have gone completely out of my head.
Well, Greedo's the first one, isn't it?
No, it isn't. That's not his name. No, I can't tell
three
you.
years at the back.
No, that's not him either. I had all of the names up last time.
Angela
I didn't
Rayner?
this time.
If you look closely, in between Palpatine and the guy with the horns, there's the parrot the frog guy. Just
no
sticking his
way.
head out. Yeah.
Yeah.
The secret mastermind of everything. He's always there, always watching.
That's the real deal. Okay.
Look at
Corbyn.
that.
There's Jeremy Corbyn in the middle.
Just those. Oh, for fuck's sake! Was
Is this- no,
Ralph
don't like
McQuarrie
this.
involved in any of these designs? Because they're awful.
Mhm.
Ugh.
They did take a lot of his concept stuff and unused concept stuff for, I think, the Phantom Menace. I don't know how much of this was done because this looks like someone has clearly been given the brief, write like an early version of a Star Destroyer,
Yeah.
design that for us, and so they do these small little flying pizza wedges, which are not very cool.
Yeah.
They improve for like Revenge of the Sith. The Venators look much better, but these aren't great.
The sad thing is the sound, not only the soundtrack, but the actual sound design in this film is really, really good. So if you
It
close,
is.
the best thing you can do is probably close your eyes and imagine this scene because it's magnificent.
It's
Mm.
Ben
It's
Burt,
just-
isn't it? Ben Burt is
Yeah.
expert
Yeah.
sound guy. He's brilliant, Ben Burt.
Yeah.
Nice profile view of our gang there. Do like the one with the blue prongs on his head. It's fabulous
get-
look he's got going on there.
Trying to get Capital Radio or something. I don't know.
Coruscant Capital Radio. Yeah.
Z, are you available, please, my friend?
I most certainly am. Flav, for £10 British. All this meme on X, choosing between Sunak and Starmer is like being a kid in a 1970s hospital who has to find out that the Savile visit has been cancelled, only to hear a didgeridoo coming down the hallway.
Trevor shared that the other day.
Very
Very
good.
brilliant.
Very
It's
clever.
true.
It
It's
is,
true. It's true. It's fucking
Very
true.
clever.
It's true.
I'm gonna need 2 little boys. And
Two
Oh,
Okay,
no.
guess what it is yet?
But yeah,
this shot looks shit, doesn't it? None of it
Trick
looks
of it.
real. None of it looks real at
No.
all.
At least it amuses me the fact that Palpatine standing there just reminds me of the commissioner in the Police Academy movies getting a blowy under the lectern.
Yeah. It's pretty shit, isn't it? Let's face it.
at least he didn't have a horrendous speech like Donald Gleason's character did in The Force Awakens.
What's that creature called? The guy that tried to shoot Han Solo. What's that one
A
called?
Rodian.
Why would they have that? Anyway, whatever. Oh.
now then.
Let's
here we
let's
go.
go to
Here we
something
go,
wholesome
folks.
and
Here we
nice and
go.
beautiful. Now, I really want to test Z here. Who's that character on the far right there, Z? We just see his outline. It's hard to make out.
On the far right,
Donald Trump, isn't it?
The plant pot.
there's a plant pot.
Oh, is it really?
It's not one of George Lucas's elaborate aliens ruins. It's a
Oh, I-
plant pot.
I thought it was a fantastic design. I love that one. Oh,
Did
I
they
thought it
get
was a-
married?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It never even occurred to me when I saw the film that they were. I thought they were just holding hands.
This is
Something
something
like that.
C-3PO was the best man, and R2 was the only witness besides the old vicar person there.
Not
And the
green
plot.
screen either, was it?
No, it's one of the reasons the Naboo stuff always looks better than anything else in the movie is that they actually filmed pretty much on location. And when they didn't film on location, they built sets, but most of it's location.
Yeah.
Lake Como, as Drew Gordon points out.
Mm.
I've been to Lake Garda, and it is a very beautiful place.
That guy in the middle there, is that the Knight of Templar that was in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Told Padme she chose poorly.
Isn't it great how
did.
they managed to keep this secret from the entire planet of Naboo?
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Kind of.
It's
You think the mum and
absolutely
dad would have
ridiculous.
told anybody? Would she just go, "Oh, just us. We got married. Don't tell no one." He'll get thrown out of the religious order.
That stupid hand thing as well. It's ridiculous.
That was weird, wasn't it? Didn't even put a
Yeah.
glove on.
No, he didn't. Stupid. Terminator hand.
But they need to kind of let you know that
Whee!
he's got one back. If he just sticks the reason he has a glove on in Revenge of the Sith is so they don't have to do the CGI basically, but they can get away with it in that shot.
C-3PO
So
and
there's
R2.
there's three of my favourite characters on screen there: R2, C3, and Plampons on the left. Beautiful.
And if you have a look just to the left of Zee-ThreePIO, the pattern inside the railing is obviously Liam Neeson as a child with his enormous penis making out on the side.
It's everywhere we look, isn't it?
We've got a song.
Oh,
God.
Go on, Roo.
What is it?
okay. I know this one. I know this
Yeah, I do
one
as well.
because
Everybody knows this one.
Yeah. I think we're just picking it up towards the end of the start, so it goes something like, Brune's channel is only the start of it. Ruin will fix it. Ruin will fix it for you.
And you and you.
What is this noise?
Welcome to Reliving Your Childhood Trauma on the Mr. Brown Lions channel.
Oh,
It was a theme
new
tune
at
to
the
a
time.
very popular pedo show.
Bank Holiday Mondays, as I recall, he used to have a special, didn't he? Jim will fix it special.
But he did. It was special. Dirty bastard. The gall to be doing that in the same studio that they were doing fucking child lining.
Yeah,
Fuck
me.
me.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Let's
Well,
move on.
while it was on.
No,
Yes.
Padme.
Khalid, our old friend Khalid, says Brune's tutor fixed it for him to milk a cow blind.
That wasn't a cow.
It wasn't a cow, yeah.
What did it taste like, Brown?
Chicken.
God.
Lovely. Milky.
Someone read that out on a was it Radio 2 or something?
Really?
Someone it was supposed to be in defense of Savile. Someone read that out.
Really?
And they had to issue an apology about 20 minutes
Can we
later once he
move on
realised.
from the Savile stuff?
No.
No, not at all. No, I want to concentrate on it for another 20 minutes.
Hold on. Maybe we can talk about prostates again.
I was going to say, we did have to spend ages talking about your prostate problems, and I don't think that Savile is. Well, Savile would be a good person to check, but only if you're, below the age you need to be.
If
Brown, now that
only
you're
we,
pissed, Brown, have you ever had the dreaded digit up there, Brown? Let's just tell us.
The
that.
what?
For God's sake.
The dreaded digit. I'd like to know if
What
you
do you mean
had
an
the,
examination?
The finger.
Yeah,
Oh,
have you
boy.
had
No,
have you had the-
I've not had the examination now.
No.
You haven't.
I
I think-
should.
You don't know what you're
Yeah,
missing.
I should.
He checks
Yeah.
it himself.
Dildo Dungeon might be able to help you out.
You should, especially when you reach a certain age, you should have it done. Basically.
Yeah, it's no laughing matter, is it?
Yeah, it's important. Yeah.
Certain
I
age.
have it
What?
done so often that he can clap up there now.
Cheers, Gavin. These tossers. Cheers, Gavin.
To the elbow.
Thank you, Gavin, for the
Never
super
mind a
sticker.
finger.
I would insist that it would be dry when it goes in there.
No,
Once
he
we're in the-
wears
I'll
the
tell you a
glove,
story
mate.
once we're in the
You
green room.
really wouldn't.
He has a glove.
Remind me and I'll tell you a story once we're in the green room. I'm not saying,
That's a
Moving on.
nice shot. I like that.
I like this. There you
Yeah.
go.
Nice shot, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, as well as Plampot in the middle, we've got the Plampot's daddy to the right as well. It's fabulous. There's all these characters which you may have missed.
I like this.
Schofield.
Angela Schofield.
Chancellor Schofield.
Darth Schofielders.
Yeah.
Oh, if,
Oh,
if I
someone's
could make a
disappeared.
Star Wars film now, I genuinely would create characters that look like plant pots just to put in there because I think they would look just so great walking past in the background.
So where,
He's trying
was
to get a job on the Ray movie.
where was this? Where did they shoot
Somewhere
this?
in Italy, wasn't it?
Lake Como.
So
Lake
they had
Como, yeah.
those two out there for that shot. Wow,
Pericomo.
amazing.
Amazing place.
Yeah,
Like Homo.
North Italy is just fab.
Mm.
I've never been to Italy. I'd like to.
Oh,
go.
you need to go, Mega. You need to go.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we should have our piss up.
It's
Northern
up down
Italy.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds
Sounds good.
beautiful.
Directed by Judge Lucas.
Oh, would you believe it? Look at that. It's 23.
We've got
59 on
10 minutes
the
to
clock.
fill.
Wow.
10 minutes.
Okay. Well, and that's it, is it? That is the final line, isn't
I'm
it?
going to
It's
go
the
full
final
screen.
fight.
Look at that, everybody. This is what we've. How many hours? 20 to
Oh,
get to that.
Someone's kept track of it. I don't know, but
Was that like three hours of covering the film and like the rest was just innuendos, wasn't it?
It was. I've got the soundtrack right here, actually, right in front of me.
oh, that'll get him his channel demonetized.
We know how it goes, Ian.
No, it's a Phantom Menace soundtrack. That's what I've got.
I've got that as well. I bought that when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the special edition one with the little booklet and all that, and with the how many discs is it? 3 discs? No, 2 discs.
3 discs.
No, 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had the bog standard shiter 1
Oh,
disc.
the booklet's really cool, actually. Really, really cool. Shame about the film. the music's fantastic, though. Absolutely fantastic. But,
SMG 32, possibly with the line of the night.
what's that?
This
Finally
one?
fucking over. Finally fucking
Carol Schofield, master and apprentice, a rule of 2. Is it? It's harsh, isn't it, on Schofield to be lumped in with Savile? And I mean, I know Scof is a bit of a wrong 'un, but it's like, I don't know. It's like everyone hates Nicola Sturgeon, but we don't bracket her with Adolf Hitler, do we? I mean, come on, let's
Speak for yourself.
I do like this one from Rick Jansen. We've finally experienced something longer than Neeson's dong.
Only just.
Yes. What do we think we're on, Brown? We must have exceedingly good cakes. 20 plus hours, 20.
I think it's
24
about
hours.
20 hours. Anybody know in the chat?
What's the next credit? Because he doesn't have written by, does he? So does somebody help him write the screenplay on the next?
Isn't Rick McCallum the next one that comes up?
Oh, it's a producer. Yeah, Rick McCallum. Then some.
Trilogy wasted by Rick McCallum.
Here you go. 20.
Who wrote it? Who wrote
20.
the actual
20
screenplay
hours.
itself, or helped him? Oh God.
Ruin, are you going to do closing thoughts on
Yes,
the
we
movie?
should,
On the movie from the
Yeah,
panel?
you obviously try and establish some kind of structure and take us to a nice, neat end,
2
Brown.
hours, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Ooh,
Well, yes, we should
what the
do.
hell's that?
What the fuck is that?
It's a
Someone
bike. It's somebody's got like a.
I thought that was Jabba walked in.
Nah,
we do.
it's a bike. Stupid idiots. Look at the time, and the stupid idiot's still running around on this freaking
Oh.
bike. Welcome to the Westania Estate. That's where I live. Bloody hell.
Closing thoughts then. Well, I'll just kick us off very briefly and then we'll have the real experts. So I watched this when I was at university. I'd seen the first one. I'd hoped for better. I thought I liked some stuff in Phantom Menace, but I was really hoping, okay, that's the first one out of the way. I'm sure the next one's going to be better. It really wasn't. And this stream has hammered it home for me, I'm afraid. Apart from fleeting moments of interest, no, it was a bit of a damp damp queef, as they say in the business. So, yes, we'll score it. We might as well score it while we're at it.
Oh yeah, open to the chat as well. About out of
Yeah.
10, folks, for the movie.
Give me your scores.
I'll flash
chat.
them up. I'll flash them up.
Okay, Brownie, I'll leave that to you. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. I'm afraid.
Wow.
Sorry, George. Let's go to Swappers first of all. Your thoughts and scores, Swappers.
Oh, it was. I haven't seen this for a long time, and it was every bit as substandard and mediocre as I remember it being, and just reminded me of why I've never revisited it. I've got the Art of Production book on my shelf, which is way better than the movie because there's no story, and I can just look at the pictures. And essentially, that's pretty much what you should do with this film: is just turn the sound down and just have it playing in the background while you do something else. But I don't know really what Lucas was thinking here. He didn't improve on Phantom Menace at all. I don't think. It was just kind of more of the same mediocrity. He didn't really address the issues that the first film had, other than there was less Jar Jar in it. And his terrible writing really let it down. Terrible direction, didn't engage the actors, too much green screen. Then in closing, I'd say I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5, which is leagues ahead of what I gave the sequel trilogy.
Okay, fair comment. Let's go to Z next.
Oh, I was disappointed with it when I came out of the cinema. It was an okay sequel, obviously better than The Phantom Menace. I just wish they could have done more, explained more. Just so much of this movie just left unanswered, and it doesn't tie up in the next one either. So it's a bit of a lackluster entry as far as sequels go. Although, in saying that, it was the first sequel movie in history to gross over 300 million domestically. So he must have been doing something right. But I'm going to give a 4 out of 10 for this.
Yeah, around the 4 seems to be the common theme in the chat, doesn't it? As Brownie's flashing them up, a few are scoring a bit lower, a few are scoring at 1 or 2 higher. Max Vroomfondel seems to book the trend, though. He gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought that was ironic, or he genuinely did love it. But he does like it. Okay, fair play, Max. Let's go, Brian. Brian, closing thoughts and scores, please.
I've got about half a page of notes that are for what I said on my first appearance on the 12-hour stream, but I would really be hacked for me to sit and read them out, wouldn't it? Fuck it.
It's only the Brown channel.
No, actually, I hate to admit it, but at the time, I really... Welcome to on the Welcome to channel. At the time, I actually really enjoyed it. In fact, I saw it twice in the cinema. Although I must admit, during the Anakin Padme scene, myself and my best pal who went to go and see it, the two of us sat giggling like a pair of fucking schoolgirls. There's, in hindsight, there is a hell of a lot wrong with this film, and quite badly wrong. I think the overall idea of it is really pretty good. It's the execution, delivery, the script, they've all got problems. It depends how, I think enjoying a film depends how much you're able to ignore what's shit about it. And I was able to ignore a lot, probably because I had such respect for the creator and also accepted his vision at the time. Slightly different now, that I'm a bit older. But it could have been better. It should have been better. I always felt that Anakin as a character should have been older throughout the entire 3 films. And if I was going to rate this, I'm still going to give it a relatively generous score. In absence of the 0.5s, I'm going to have to give it a 6.
Oh, okay, Brian. Bit of a defense there for Attack of Clones. Okay, let's go to you, Brown. I'm going to save...
I just remember at the time sitting through 1 3/4 hours of tedious guff, and then the kind of military bit at the end was okay. Doing the slides, I just realised how bad this is. Just, I think I've only ever seen it once, and then once for the slides. I don't think I ever want to watch it again. This stream's been amazing.
Yeah. So you enjoyed the stream, less so the movie. Well, there we go. Let's go to the Mega Geek. Your thoughts and score, if you would, Mega.
I'll give this a 1 out of 10.
I'll give it 3, by the way, 3.
3. Okay.
But the thing is, yeah, I agree with Brian. I did enjoy it when I first saw it with a bunch of friends and stuff like that. Again, I would say that your enjoyment is more or less attached to how you see it the first time. Like when I went in there, every seat was taken. You know what I mean? It was just jam packed. Everybody was cheering and laughing and stuff like that. So that kind of helps as well. But looking at it again, it's a terrible movie. Let's face it. We all know it's a terrible movie and it's badly executed as well. It's part of history. George Lucas did his best. What can I say? Script is terrible. Again, I'll give it a 1. It doesn't really register on my Richter scale when it comes to actually great movies, if you know what I mean. So there you go. That's my.
Well, he's given it a rock bottom score of 1, which means the Acolyte can only be better. So stay tuned for that, folks. And last but not least, the man who can only tell it like he can, but unfortunately is the number 2 twink. We need to establish who the number 1 is. But anyway, we need to know. We need to know this information.
Timothy Chalamet.
Probably.
Little Platoon, please, your closing thoughts and score.
Yeah, I think it's probably the most tonally consistent of the 3 prequels, in the sense that it doesn't whiplash from really bad attempts at comedy to really serious stuff quite as often as either Phantom Menace, and certainly not as often as Revenge of the Sith does. That's just a weird film tonally. Revenge of the, like jumping from absolute sort of high comedy droid fights to, oh, by the way, we're murdering children. There's nothing quite like that in this movie. I don't think the worst of the dialogue in this one matches the worst of the dialogue in Revenge of the Sith or Phantom Menace either. There's no equivalent of, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil, or you turned her against me, you did that yourself, or any of the many, many terrible lines that we have to look forward to when we do Revenge of the Sith next year. So like tonally, it's more consistent. Does it break as much as the Phantom Menace? Arguably, it probably does. It doesn't try to deal with any of the broken things from Phantom Menace. It just tries to hope that we don't actually remember what they were. It's just, there's so much about it that is just, you kind of, like Brian said, I think it was, that you sort of, it depends, if you can forget as much of the bad shit as you can sort of make it through and not have a terrible time with it. But I still think like the Jedi are incomprehensibly dumb, and this film really starts them off on that downward trajectory more than the others do. So many unanswered questions mechanically, so many basic plot fails, logic fails. I'm going to give it a 3. It's probably generous, but 3 is about safe, I think.
Ooh, we need a spreadsheet with an average on this, but I'm saying the average must be around about the 3.5, 4 mark. I don't know.
It's not good, is it?
Not good. Not good. Certainly not worth spending 20 hours of your life on, Hey Brown, but never mind. It's too late for that. It's a wrap, folks. There we go. What? How many of the 20-odd hours did we all invest in this? Because obviously I only did the opening sort of 2.5 of the 12-hour stream, but then I've done, I think, every other one that followed it. So, Brownie, have you been on it, all of it? Entirety?
I was here for all of it.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
Let me finish.
You liar.
You disappeared for a 5-hour shit.
Yes,
when
I was
Platoon
still in the background. I think I missed about an hour. Yeah, I was here in the background for most of the Saturday, though.
Lurking in the background like Savile at the BBC studios, weren't you? I know.
Talking.
Okay, well, I think that's a wrap, isn't it, Brownie? So, do you want to do your official closing ceremony? Mega Geek will do his song. Little Platoon will do his fabulous Yoda impression, and we'll call it a night.
I think you can see us off.
Okay, well, in that case, folks, all leaves me to say next week it's a hell of a moment. It's not often we look forward to the release of new Disney Star Wars content, but this one promises to be a doozy. If any of the imagery and the trailers that have been released is anything to go by, good God, we're in for some fun next week. So I believe, Brown, when does it release? Is it actually on the Wednesday? Or...
It's Wednesday, yes. Or is it Tuesday?
It comes out
Either
on the
way.
4th, I want to say. So it's... Ooh, am I right in that?
It's usually Wednesdays, isn't it?
Well, we normally stream it on the Wednesdays, but I think it comes out before. Hold on, I'll have a look.
Is that
Acolyte.
Just a moment.
US time
amuse
versus
yourselves in the
UK
room.
time.
Oh, that could be it.
We'll be here Wednesday anyway.
It used to be, there not used to be 9 p.m. US time, but it's obviously we're later here.
Yeah, 9 p.m. ET on the 4th. So early on the 5th for us.
Ruin?
He's left the building.
Ruin, are you there? Oh, he's gone.
It's critical mass.
Okay. I think I need to see us out then. So, chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the interaction.
Thank you, guests.
The super chats. It's very difficult to do this when you're pissed. So, chat, you are wonderful. I will thank the guests. Not Brian. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Brun. Thanks also to Mega, Plutz, Z, Swappers, Ruin, and of course the chat. I don't know how you've done it, folks, but congratulations and thank you very much, folks.
Darth Kiplin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Thanks to the guys on the panel, to Ian and Plutz and Z and Brian and yourself. And also to the chat, which we couldn't do this without them. They were absolutely amazing throughout the whole stream, throughout the whole epic attempt at streaming this movie. Look forward to whatever we're doing next week. I don't know what it is because the Acolyte's not out for a few days after Wednesday, is it? But I'll be there anyway, so bring it on.
Zee-ThreePIO.
Thank you for having me on, Mr. Brown. Thank you to the panel and the chat, and for everybody who's put up with this for the last 5 weeks.
Little Platoon. Cheers, Lord.
Sorry, muted. Looking forward to the 48-hour event of the Shitham. Yeah, no, thank you as ever. Good fun.
Cheers,
Good fun was had.
Cheers, Ian.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't know what happened to Ruin, but Ruin, cheers, my friend. I think that was it, folks. We will see you at the weekend. Put that up. Back at the weekend. Take care, everybody. Tell you bye. Good night.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks, fuck, it's over.
Bye.